you're not conceited, but like you just appear. I keep saying high maintenance, like, but I get that a lot. And I'm like, okay, so it's obviously I'm not giving off that I have low self-esteem. I have been told, they say you're not stuck up. It just seems like you have a lot of personality. And I said, so when did that become a bad thing? So I'm kind of lost here, because if I'm not giving men like, oh, woe is me, she feels bad about herself, and I'm not giving you a spirit of conceit, it's just like bubbly. She's, energetic. So what's wrong with that, and when did that become a bad thing?
Okay, speaking for the men, we can be trifling. Men look for women who are low self-esteem, who down, who ain't got nothing going by. If you outgoing, personality, you're like, hey, life of the they going, oh, she ain't the one. I need to have that woman who just, yeah, and we're like, because you got some vultures out there, they be like, really? Unfortunately, I got a brother like that, but that's another story. You have it together. They don't like that. Some brothers don't like. They find that as a threat. She bubbly. She personal. She's outgoing. She's social. That's what you want to be with. They want somebody to be stay at home, talking about themselves, feel bad about themselves, because then they go, yeah, I can slide right in, and I can make her feel good, but I ain't gonna make her feel too good. Am I right, Fred?
That's the key. What you just said. It's not easy. See, unfortunately, a lot of women today, I say a lot of women, some women are easy to get. Too easy. So for a lot of men, if you're not just accepting of him, not throwing yourself at him, not just giving it up to him, okay, well, now it's time to move on. Move on to the next one. I don't have time to try to get to know you, because I ain't got time to try to get to know you. If I talk to 10 women, I should be able to get 5 of them, because it's just that easy. As my friends say, it's easy for me to get a woman as it is to get some water. It's that easy. So the man you're looking for is the man that's going to put in the work. That's the man you want, that don't mind putting in the work, that wants to get to know you. Of course he wants to be with you in that way, but at the same time, he wants to get to know you. And if he's resisting off of your so-called hardness, you already know what time it is.
We have a similar story where it's, and Fred, we have a running joke that Fred tries to sell me every edition of Viber Mix. Call into the show, I can get you a date with Tasha. It's a joke. See, he's a jerk. But he kind of broke it down for me, because I was like, what? Pretty cute. I can read and stuff. What's the problem? And it was very similar to what you said. He was like, but look, he said, you not high maintenance, but you appear high maintenance. He said, think about it. You said, Fred, you walk out of your own home, you get into that dang BMW. I ain't buy that car. But people just make assumptions. And when I had a different money set, my hair was out. My hair's still cute. But I always had it spiked up, and you know what I'm saying? And before I broke my foot, I was always in heels. So people make assumptions, but it's reflective. My cousin is my pastor. Shout out to Cosmopolitan Community Church, right? He talked about David and how he was getting ready to fight Goliath, and how his brothers and the other people in the army were kind of like, who is this shepherd boy? He said basically what happened was they were talking all this crap. He said, but his willingness to fight this giant exposed what they weren't doing. Your bubbliness, your wonderful personality exposes them for the BS they were going to come to you with. As Gerald said, they know they can't run that on you. It won't work. And so then, unfortunately, you kind of have to sit and, I don't mean sit at home twiddling your thumbs. I don't mean that with your finger in your ear. But I do mean waiting it out. And I feel you on the patience. I have asked God for patience, and he has ran me a gang of jokes this week. This week. I was like, for real? Like, I posted it today. Like, ha, Jesus, hi. That's how you feel today? Fine. But I asked for patience. It ain't easy, but I'm right there with you. We the same age, so I hit you with 40 in September. So I'm like, and I want some kids, and I'm not as prone to adoption, not because of, my brother was adopted, and we grew up like blood siblings, but I know there were some issues that were not exposed when my father and his first wife brought him home, and I was like, oh, y'all won't get me state of Illinois. Nope. So that's just me. Yeah. But I think that's important. I don't want to ignore Gerald and Yolanda. I do want to get some input from them about the marriage piece, what that's like.
So going on the feeling comfortable. When we first met, I did not want to go to the party. I really had no interest in going. My cousin wanted to go, and I was like, okay, we're going to go. And it was because he was not pushy. He came up and he was like, hi, how you doing? And I was like, what? Tasha knows, I tell the story all the time, like, what? And we danced in the same vicinity. He wasn't pushy. He didn't, how some guys would come up all in your space? He wasn't all in the space. But he stayed right there. We were all dancing because we house heads. And that, I was attracted to that because he wasn't that typical guy all up on you, all in your space, all, being free. He wasn't like that. And so we danced the rest, 2 hours later before we was like, well, what's your name? Who are you? And so, but it was that I was, now mind you, I wasn't looking. I had got to the point I was like, you know what? I'm done. I got 3 kids. No one is going to want me because I have 3 kids. So I had that in my head. Like, okay, that's it. And then we met, and there was not even that expectation of, I didn't have that expectation of, we're going to get together. When he said, well, would you like to go out? And I was like, really? Let's see if he going to call. And he planned it. We talked and we planned it. And I was like, oh, this guy is nice. Like, okay. And I had that, I'm waiting for the shoe drop because I have 3 kids. I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And so I had to consciously make sure I pull back and not to sabotage it. Now, and I did. Because we broke up.
I remember.
Yes.
I didn't really like you for a minute. I'm just saying.
We broke up. We broke up. But I think during that time that we weren't really apart, though. I mean, we're apart.
So we weren't still, hey, what's up? How you doing? I had 2 cars. You was driving one.
Right.
But we just had to find our own space, give each other some space, kind of reset the dial, and then we got back together. We was like, all right, cool. We didn't talk. We done worked out some issues. We were better.
Yeah, and I think that really was the important part because we had to be honest with each other. And when we talked about marriage, and he said to me, I don't know if I want to get married because I've never been married. And so the fact that, he said that, and I'm like, I've never been married either. But the fact that it was, now we're expressing why we had this problem. Okay, now I feel good because now we've discussed it, and I respect this is how you feel. But now you know how I feel, and we're being honest. And then we were the better for it. And then he proposed, and it was out the blue. Like, I did not even expect it. So it was out the blue that he proposed. Now, we had talked about it, and
okay, all right, real quick on the marriage thing. She was like, look, we're going on a couple of years here. Either you're going to get off the pot. What you going to do? It wasn't just like, oh, well, no. That was an ultimatum. Like, what you going to do, man? I've done this before. Where we going? Right. And I talked to some people. Like, yeah, she cool. I'm good with the kids. Yeah, we could do this. I've been 40-something single. Only person I lived with my brother for a second, and I let my mom stay with me for a little bit. I had never been in a relationship, like, ooh, somebody moving in. Nah. you got to go. Look, it's the morning. You got to leave. That was about as close as you were staying, you know. So it took a while, but it was like, cool. This is all right. And we've been, let's see, last November made 3 years. Yes, October. Last October. October 11th.
So, Love, like he said, she said, hey, what are we doing? It's 2 years. At some point, is it okay to do that?
I strongly encourage it. Don't waste your life on somebody who has no desire to give a commitment to. Don't play the game. You know, the thing about it is, the first date is not to say, are you ready for marriage? That's not the date. But 3 years later ain't the date either. So what you have to do, notice their story. It's all about transparency. It's all about safety, because a woman's greatest need is security. I have seen so many women self-sabotage, and I'm just saying, let me tell you something. Everything you have said, I just believe, anxiousness is fear. Impatience is fear. And so when you come there and you've been hurt and you don't trust, literally the emotional pain and physical pain are no different to the brain. It processes it the same. And so literally heartbreak feels like hot coffee. That's the feeling to your brain, hot coffee. And so usually when you touch a fire, you ain't trying to touch it again, right? But we got to go right back to love and touch it again. And so when we come, we be looking like, wait a minute. And that's natural. Okay, who are you? Because, see, I ain't had these little Negroes who just showed up and lied to me. I will not be lied to again. I'm not a dumb woman. I'm a smart woman. I am a nurse. You come like, I ain't trying to have no foolishness. And so somebody else is frying in somebody else's grease, okay? And so what I'm saying is, they come in like, what's this? You're happy, but maybe not necessarily at that date all the time. Because if you're impatient and you're guarded because you've been hurt, they're thinking somebody else is making her happier than me too. Do you understand? Because you have to come with some guardedness. You have to protect, but at the same time, there's nothing to protect right now. Just let it flow. As soon as she relaxed, as soon as the women relax and just say, you know what, it ain't going no faster than I let it go. This train ain't going to get out of control, because love is a decision, not a feeling. If it's a feeling, honey, she wouldn't have lasted 3 years. I wouldn't be lasting for 34 years. Because like I always say, sometimes I want to bop my husband over the head. But I love him, okay? I love him. I ain't going to bop him one day. In 34 years, I ain't never bopped him. But the feeling. Do you understand? And so what I am saying is, I just know inside of you, those type of men will taint you. They will make you, because you're a smart woman, you're assessive. You have been trained to assess. I can tell. You assess situations. And when you assess, you are watching and you are seeing. And so you looking at them like, with the look. I'm looking at the look. I'm looking at the look. I don't care what you say. I'm looking at the look. You understand? And you ain't probably trying to hear it, at first. It's just like, are you really a nurse, or are you really so what I'm saying to you is, so to your question, Tamiko, definitely ask. To you, I want you to just, the next date that you go on, Fred is absolutely right. You do have to, next, thank you for the coffee, got a free coffee out the thing. And if you at Starbucks, get the caramel, the butterscotch, that's a really good coffee, okay? Get a nice fat olive latte. But what I'm saying to you is, but just go for the latte and the conversation. Keep it light. Am I right? Keep it light. Don't relax. Just you're not. First of all, nobody will know you 40 unless you tell them. I mean, not to say that you